And now, please welcome Philip Krim, co-founder and CEO of Casper, and Ryan Mack, writer at Forbes.
Hey,
How's it going?
good, good. I'm here with Philip Krim, the co-founder and CEO of Casper. Philip, what is Casper?
Yeah, with Casper, we're hoping to build the world's first global sleep brand. And today, there's not a single brand that really embraces all things sleep. We started down that path by launching a mattress that we designed and engineered in-house. We sell that directly to consumers through Casper.com. We've since launched sheets and pillows late last year, and we're really focused on kind of redefining how people think about sleep. And our mission is to help improve how the world sleeps, and we think if we do that, that it's a means to a better, brighter day for you.
So I got to ask you this: did you always grow up dreaming of becoming a mattress salesman?
I never dreamed of it. Sorry for the pun. But it's a category I've actually been in for a while through another e-commerce business, and it's a really interesting category. It's a really large consumer category, and it's obviously a super meaningful product and product group. So we really enjoy the space and the connection that we have with consumers, and I think we have a different view on it than a lot of the incumbents in the space.
So for those out there that don't know about the mattress business, how big is it? The market size?
Yeah, U.S. mattress retail this year will be $14 to $15 billion. Globally, it's estimated to be about $37 billion by 2020. That's mattress specifically. In the U.S., sheets and pillows and other bedding accessories are another $10.3 billion last year. So these are big consumer categories, and it's a really interesting one because it is an infrequent purchase, but it's still a highly considered purchase because of how impactful it is.
I see. So I was Googling around before our talk, and I saw so many kind of mattress companies out there, bed-in-a-box companies. And I was, even before coming here, on my street, there's this car that drives by, and it has a sign for Ghost Bed, which is kind of a knockoff of you guys. Why are there so many kind of competitors in this space now?
Yeah, on the one hand, we're flattered. I think by our count, there's been over 40 companies that have launched since Casper with a similar idea globally. And so, we appreciate people kind of following us to the space. But I do think it's a good thing in that it helps kind of educate consumers that there is a better, smarter way to buy a mattress. So whether you learn about that from us or from someone else, we think that's great. And even the big guys at this point have come in with a similar product offering. And so we see this as an emerging channel, and we hope to continue to be the leaders within this channel. But we just think it's a better way to buy a product in this category from the consumer side and a better way to operate from the business side. Unlike other manufacturers, we have a direct relationship with our customers. So we're able to get real-time feedback on our products that we design and engineer. We're able to iterate that product development, and we're able to improve the products based on real-time feedback, which traditional manufacturers in this space don't really have. And on the flip side, retailers in this space generally don't control the product side of things. And so we think that the multi-dimensional relationship with the customer is a really big value prop for us and a proprietary way to drive a better business than our competitors.
So you're obviously in this space because there's a great business opportunity. What do the margins look like for traditional retailers in the mattress space?
Yeah, the margin for this category is generally pretty big. Oftentimes it's furniture retailers, one of their biggest margin categories, and it's also one of the highest velocity parts of their sales floor. So it's a meaningful part for kind of broader traditional furniture retailers. And what that means is that the product that you're buying at traditional retail is generally marked up significantly from the cost basis. And that's another reason why we think we have a really unique advantage over traditional retail in this category, specifically because of how large the margins are traditionally. So we cut the margin down by disintermediating the retail and pass that savings on to consumers. So our queen mattress costs $850. It would be many multiples of that at traditional retail.
And how are you kind of convincing people to buy a bed that gets shipped directly to your door? I mean, there's so many mattress stores out there where they're trying to sell you, and you go and feel the bed, and you lay down on it, and you try 5, 6, 7 mattresses. How are you convincing them to try something they've never laid on before?
Yeah, I think one of the best things going for us is that everyone generally hates the experience they get from a traditional mattress store that's on every corner. And so by taking that out of the equation, we're already off to the races. But our thesis from day one was that the only way to know if a mattress is right for you is to actually sleep on it. And that's why we launched, at the time, a 40-night, but now a 100-night trial, where you actually get to sleep on the bed in your home for up to 100 nights. And if you don't love it, just call us up. We'll come pick it up. And we always thought it was kind of gimmicky and a myth that laying on a bed for 15, 30 seconds in a store was indicative of you finding the right mattress for you. And so the other thing we did was really cut down the choice. We only have one firmness and one model. And the idea that you need 60 or 70 beds on a showroom floor to get the right mattress for you, we think is a myth. And that's why when you check into a hotel, they don't ask you what kind of mattress you need or show you this ridiculously complicated matrix of firmnesses and words you've never heard of to pick the bed. You can design kind of one perfect mattress for everyone, and that's what we set out to do, and that's how we operate the business.
Right. So you're cutting out the kind of brick and mortar element, but you also have pop-up shops that you do and kind of experiences for people to go try it out. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pop-up store in LA that we're actually relaunching for Memorial Day, so that'll be on Abbot Kinney in LA. Which has been a series, will be the latest step in a series of kind of experiential retail and experiential marketing things that we've done. Whether it's a nap tour that we take throughout the US, that's kind of a mobile nap station, pop-ups that we've done in cities like Washington, D.C. and Miami. We think offline is a really meaningful way to interact with our customers and to kind of bring the brand to life in a non-digital way, and we think that's a really interesting way for us to do business. And certainly a mattress is a product that a lot of people do want to touch, feel, lay on before they buy it, and so we're excited about doing more in offline.
Right. And so after they try it, after they do the 100-day trial, how many people end up actually returning the product?
Yeah, very few, much less than we expected. I think that was one of the big question marks for the business in the beginning. We're just, could you actually have one model, and would it fit almost everyone? And fortunately, it's the case that it has.
Can you say how much? Or
no, we don't break out return rates, but it is much lower than we expected and lower than industry averages from what we've heard.
Okay. Let's talk about the lifetime value of a customer of yours. So I think of my mattress. I bought it 10 years ago. Haven't thought about it since, and it still works. How do you drive lifetime value out of a customer that shops with you?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think it's one reason why raising our seed round was so hard, because traditional e-commerce, traditional investors, it's how do you get more purchases from a customer? How do you derive that kind of lifetime value? And for us, we took a much longer term approach where we said, if you had a great experience with us, you're going to tell your friends about Casper, you're going to tell anyone who asks you about what kind of mattress you sleep on, and sleep is a popular topic. So we look at lifetime value based on how often you tell your friends, and fortunately for Casper, since the day we've launched, we've had a really strong kind of viral side of the business, and social sharing has been huge for us. And I mean, the industry data is that you replace a mattress on average every 7 to 8 years. The average household's in market for a mattress every 2 to 3 years. Okay. But the reality is that there is a way to derive significant value from customers over the long term if you do deliver a great experience. And I think it's because we believe that we would have a long-term relationship with customers that we've treated them very differently than everyone else in the industry. We've always had the view that we want to have a long-term relationship, and whether that's you consuming content that we might have on our editorial site, vanwinkels.com, or you referring a friend to Casper, or you buying other products like sheets and pillows that we've launched, we plan to have very long-term relationships with customers, and so that's always been our focus with how we interact with them, and that's why our customer experience is so differentiated within this category.
So it's pretty clear. I guess I have a pretty old mattress, but
time to replace.
But if you're kind of selling them sheets and pillows, do you find that there's brand loyalty in the sleep category, and if not, how are you trying to develop that?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I mentioned that we want to be the kind of world's first global sleep brand, and sleep as a category doesn't really exist. Which means that there aren't companies out there thinking about the sleep ecosystem and thinking about how products work together. But at the end of the night, all you really care about is how well you sleep.
End of the night.
End of the night, yeah. And so we think about it very holistically, and we design the sheets to work well with the mattress, that works well with the pillow, because it optimizes around the same things that we think are important to a great night of sleep. A lot of has to do with airflow, because that influences temperature control, and temperature is actually the biggest variant that influences your sleep quality. And so we think about sleep holistically, and that doesn't exist today. You generally have mattress manufacturers that are focused on mattresses. With sheets, you generally have a licensed brand on top of a product brand that's doing the design. Pillows, again, another really convoluted space. And there's no one out there that's really solving for just efficacy around sleep. And that's really been our priority, and we'll continue to drive our product development thesis.
So you've raised about $70 million to date. I know you talked about kind of the organic growth of the company, but there's also a bit of marketing involved. When I walk around San Francisco, I think I see a Casper ad on a muni bus go by every now and then. What's been the marketing spend for you guys, and what's the strategy with marketing for you?
Yeah, the strategy with marketing for us has really just been to raise awareness. The funny thing is, for people, most people, usually about 90% of US consumers, are not in the market for a mattress, so you generally don't notice what we're doing and what others are doing. And then when you are in the market for a mattress, or when it's on your radar, you'll see it more often. And I think that's just the nature of the industry. So for us, we try to have a memorable connection, an emotional connection with people, which is why we have fun with the ads and the creative, and we really try to connect with people and ideally make you smile. So in New York, a lot of people talk about our subway ads, and for us, that was kind of an obvious one where you have a really captive audience. You're sitting stuck on a subway, and we thought that if we had fun with the creative, we would get you to smile and you'd remember Casper when the time came to buy a new mattress. So we take, again, a kind of long-term approach with the marketing and try to build multiple touch points with you. And the interesting thing about the category is that it is a highly considered purchase. So it's not kind of a one-and-done impulse purchase or transactional purchase. We're looking to make an impression with you across multiple mediums, so whether it's TV, out of home, certainly digital, paid social, things like that. We want to tell a different story across all of those channels, and we want to really create a lasting connection so that when you are in market, you think about us.
Right. So how big is the company now? How many employees do you have?
We're about 160 people now.
Okay. And you have plans to go international?
We do, yeah. So we just opened our 4th office in Berlin. So that will be our global head. And we'll be launching Germany later this year, during the summer. So we're really excited about that. Obviously, sleep is kind of a universal need, and fortunately, it's a universal pain point to buy a mattress in the markets that we've looked at in Europe. So we think that what we've done here in the States is something that we can replicate over there, so we're really excited to take the business over there.
Are the markets similar in the way it's structured with kind of retailers over in Europe? Or?
It's different brands on the retail side. Similar business model, though. A bunch of stores, commissioned salesmen, way too many mattresses on the store floor, and so it's a similar consumer experience, just different players.
And in those instances where you do go abroad, are you finding manufacturing partners to do that, or?
We do. We have to kind of localize the business really end to end over there. So different suppliers, different logistics partners, different 3PL partners. So it's definitely been a challenge to kind of operationalize Europe, but we see the opportunity as too compelling to pass up, and we really want to move fast in the European market as well.
Any other markets you see for expansion, or any other plans in the future?
Yeah, so certainly after Germany, we'll be focused on the UK. We think London will be a good hub there. It's another big market for mattresses and sleep products, and kind of similar dynamics. But it's been interesting to learn different sleep habits and different kind of mattress preferences in different markets. So we are taking kind of one design over there, and hopefully it resonates as well.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Philip. I appreciate
it. Yeah, thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Philip and Ryan.